Mic check testing. Okay, looks like we got audio. If you can hear me now, okay, good. We got audio, and it is officially 8:57. See, this is why I came on 15 minutes early, because now I can start my ranting all over again. I've been ranting for 15 minutes and had no idea you guys couldn't even fucking hear me. So, Kristen, thank you. Much kudos to you, sister. Anywho, as I was saying, this is going to be an episode of series that need to die, and do the rules of surviving a horror movie still exist in modern day horror movies? First and foremost was Paranormal Activity. Yes, the first one that was that came out. Ooh, when did that one come out? Hey, let me look it up real quick. Paranormal Activity. Let's see, the first one came out in 2007 on a budget of 28,500 or $1,500,000. $15,000. 28,015,000. Okay. Now, the entire Paranormal Activity fuck, I can't even talk. The entire Paranormal Activity series just needs to fucking go away. Quite honestly, I really wish it never existed to begin with. The reason why, the only thing that I really actually like about most POV movies, even in the Paranormal Activities, is the fact that it has no music. Because I personally don't like suspenseful music, because in real life, you never actually hear it, which is actually a bit more creepy. So, anybody that has not seen the first one, after the last 7 that have already come out, it's, in a nutshell, it's basically these two couple. They get a new house, who I guess at some point was supposed to be haunted, from what is expected anyway. The boyfriend gets interested and tries contacting it. Gets a high tech camera with I can't even remember the name of it. Night vision, sorry. It has night vision and infrared and all that other good shit. And all this weird shit keeps happening around the house. You don't ever actually see the entity, but they take like powder and put it on the floor. You see hood marks and shit. And it was actually really well put together. But if they would have just done it like a normal movie, I think it would have actually been better. Probably the creepiest parts of the movie, when they were sleeping at night with the camera filming them, and she would just get up and like stand on his side of the bed for like 3 hours, or walk up around the room or something like that. There's actually one scene that I kind of liked, where they're sitting in the bed and all you're hearing is this loud ass growling, snarling, and screeching, whatever. They're just flipping the fuck out, holding each other. It was actually kind of cool. And but what got me was it was marketed as a true story. And please excuse me. Oh my god. Why can't you people just shut the fuck up when I ask you to? I am going live. Leave me the hell alone. Who's next? You have to cut to get shit done around here. Bear with me for a second. Sorry for the interruption. Every episode, it's always fucking something. God damn it, people, leave me alone! You can never pressure me when I want your attention, but you always do it when I'm in the middle of fucking doing something. Ah! Okay, I'm back! Now, what I was saying was, it was marketed as a true story, but what got me was the ending, because when the version of the movie that I got, it had two different endings. The first ending that I saw was when, okay, they both start out different. There's an altercation between a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and they each go downstairs. You hear a lot of clanking, a lot of screaming, and you hear a lot of ah! And then the girlfriend comes upstairs and leans against the wall with the little murder knife sticker thingy, and starts rocking back and forth like she's in a nut house. So, night turns to day. You hear her sister come in whatever fucking door she came in. Hello, is anybody there? And there's absolutely no answer. Then you hear ah, and she goes back out the door. A few minutes go by. Then the police come in. Hello, we are the police. We're coming into your house without your permission. So they find the dead body and they say, "Oh my God, we need to go to the ambulance here." And they come upstairs and they see her rocking back and forth. "We are the police. Who are you?" She comes up and says, "Oh my God, I don't know what I did. Who are you people?" They said, "Put down your knife. I don't know what's going on." Pop, 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 pop. No more girlfriend. That was the original ending that I saw. The second ending that I saw, it was basically the same thing that I just described, only the girlfriend comes upstairs and looks at the camera with one set of eyes, blinks, there's another set of eyes, and it goes to out like black or some shit. I can't remember that exact part, but then there's a little disclaimer that comes up. It says that she was never heard from again. I am having one hell of a time boggling my mind trying to figure out how that is a true story. I don't know. Beat the fuck out of my meat. Now, another series, before I even get into that, this is actually not continued, but prequeled with Paranormal Activity 2, which I could only make it through halfway because I just couldn't fucking make it. So, from what I understand, the series was supposed to be this demon made a deal with the chick from the first movie. So, and I'm really hoping I'm not getting my movies mixed up. But there is a scene where the little girl says, "Okay, I'll do it." And she's probably like 9, 10, some shit like that. I don't fucking know. And, yeah, that's really all I can remember. And then something about a dog. Yeah. I'm not a fan of POV movies, but that really hurts my feelings though, man! It really makes me want to fucking cry, because I actually like paranormal movies. I love paranormal and psychological movies. I love them. But Paranormal Activity just kind of shits on that, you know what I mean? And the series just needs to die, and I just realized I need to turn on my other lamp. Yep. So, that does it for Paranormal Activity. Tremors is another one that does. Now, don't get me wrong, Tremors is actually good. The first 3 were actually really good. I don't understand why they keep having to drag shit out like this. I really don't. Let's see. Gonna do another quick look up here. When was the last Tremors movie made? Let's see. Tremors, A Cold Day in Hell. On September 20th, 2016, Michael Gross announced his official Facebook page that a 6th film is in development. Tremors 5 co-star Jamie Kennedy returns along with director Don Michael Paul. Filming commenced in late January 2017. It came out in 2018. So this would be number 6, I believe. Wait a minute. Tremors 8. Oh no, this would be, I guess, number 7, because it's talking about Tremors 8 here. A little bit of an update to the first series that just needs to fucking die. Gross also said that he will continue to hope and pray that he stays in shape until he turns 75 in 2022, which is a tentative 2-year time frame for Tremors 8 to potentially happen. Well, there you go. There's a little bit of update for you guys. For any, Tremors fans out there. But at the same time, I also apologize. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to shit on the Tremors series here, but I just really think that you can only tell a story for so long before it gets redundant and repetitive. Matter of fact, why didn't they do the same thing for a Never-Ending Story? They made how many Saw, they made how many Nightmare on Elm Street, Jason, fucking Michael, shit. Fucking Tom Cruise, what movie is that? Mission Impossible. Sorry, took me a second. They're still fucking making Mission Impossible, and all it is Tom Cruise fucking running. And how many different types of Never-Ending Story did they make? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I gotta look it up something else real quick. Just give me a minute. Making sure I don't say something stupid or something that I have to backtrack on. Making sure I don't. Okay. Now, when I usually get on this topic, I hear a lot of people talk about the Saw series. And I can understand why, because there's fucking 8 fucking gazillion of them. At least, well, no, it's... I think there's probably 10 of them in the series now with Spiral. Something like that. I have to look into it again. But I can understand why people would want it to go away. But, again, I'm a psychological fan, but I really don't think this... Well, I don't know. Maybe that's something I should think about. But anyway, I guess it would actually fall more under the torture, maybe torture psychological. I don't know. I'm getting off track here. But people usually talk about how it just needs to die, and I can understand that because there's 10 of them. But I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm being biased now. I mean, if you think about it, the story of Saw has already been told. It was supposed to have started from John Kramer to begin with, so that actually makes me kind of curious as to how the Spiral series is going to turn out, especially with Chris Rock. But the fact that he's actually kind of transitioning into horror, I think might actually pay off pretty good, because he did a pretty good job in Dogma way back when. But I don't know. I was actually a really big fan of the Saw series, so I'm kind of eager to see what happens with the Spiral one. But although I was not impressed with the last one, I can't even remember what it was called. Use El Goog. Saw series. I know I'm horrible at this. I should be better at it. Jigsaw was the last one in 2017. I guess I can throw that in there because of the inconsistency with Jigsaw. Because that one didn't even have anything to do with John Kramer, except for the games, and the fact that people were inspired by it, I guess would be the problem. I still can't fucking figure it out. I'm really gonna have to watch that movie again. I've watched it 3 fucking times. That really makes me wonder about Spiral. Well, there was another one I wanted to talk about too. Tremors. Spiral was kind of Spiral, or not Spiral. Saw was kind of a improv. I wasn't really expecting to get on that one. Well, no, I guess I'm gonna have to dive into it and really see if I'm tired of it, because I don't want to keep trying to repeat myself. I actually like the Saw series because I think it was intuitive and actually a bit of a something that goes against the grain. Not necessarily a slasher, I guess more torturous. But it's definitely psychological. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to put that one on the list. But yeah, another one I wanted to talk about was The Wrong Turn. Now, I've only seen this one up to the 3rd one, and they've made at least 7 of these now. And that's just... You can only do so much with hillbillies in the fucking woods. You know? And they're all the fucking same. A group of people, a couple, whatever. It's at least... It's no more than 6 people usually getting lost in the woods, and a bunch of hillbillies either want to fuck them, eat them, or kill them, or in some order, or some combinational order of that. And The Hills Have Eyes was a good example of this. But with The Hills Have Eyes, they've only made 2. And that's fine. For the most part, I really only think you should ever actually make 3 in an entire series. And if you want to retell it, you should make a different chapter with different characters that happen within the same timeline as that. Like maybe something that was inspired by it. Like what they should have done with Saw. Because when they came out with Jigsaw, I kind of figured that they were going to continue it with Cary Elwes because he was wearing the pig mask at the end of the movie. That's what they should have done, but they went the completely opposite direction with that. Probably why I didn't get into it. But back to Wrong Turn. Let's see, how many of these did they make? And I put Wrong Turd series. Okay, Wrong Turn. It would definitely help if I could spell. E-S. Wrong Turn series. 7, 9, 11, 14. The last one came out was in 2020. From what it looks like, it's a remake. Well, no, it's not. Wrong Turn. The Foundation is an upcoming German-American slasher film directed by Mike P. Nelson and written by Alan B. McElroy. Okay, so Wrong Turn Foundation, and the last one that I know of actually came out in 2014, and that is Last Resort. There we go. But again, you can only do so much with this kind of concept. I mean, how many different things are, you know, backwoods hillbillies into besides incest, murder, cannibalism, and probably some form of religious cult-like activity? There's really nothing more you can fucking cover. You can't. Just fucking knife it already. Get it over with. Ugh. And of course, you know, I have to put fucking Rob Zombie in this one. Because, I'm pretty sure y'all know what I'm already talking about. But the Firefly series, you know, House of a Thousand Corpses, yeah. I gotta say, I was not impressed with the 3rd movie. 3 from Hell was an absolute letdown. He really should have just ended it with the 2nd one. Because first and foremost, Sid Haig wasn't going to be in the movie. Everybody already knew it. And secondly, who the fuck is Otis's half-brother? That's not a rhetorical question. I really want to fucking know. I, for the life of me, cannot stand the fact I cannot stand the fact that they even went down that route with fucking God. I don't even remember his name. What they should have done, instead of giving Otis a half brother who has absolutely no backstory with it, that's probably going to be explained in the second one not the second one, the fourth one for some fucking reason. What they should have done was keep Rupert alive, come up with some bullshit backstory like he escaped the asylum or what the fuck ever, laid low, and just had him and just brought him back. But no, they had to kill off Sid for obvious reasons, and they had to kill off Sid, and they brought in some unknown figure. I called everything that was happening, that was going to happen in that fucking movie. It should not have happened. He should have just ended it with the fucking second one. And no rest for the wicked, Twiggy. You're doomed. Yeah, I can agree with that, man. No rest for the wicked, indeed, man. We're about at the 20-minute mark now. Let's see, what else is there? Oh yeah, the Scream series. Number 4 was another fucking letdown. At least for me it was. I've heard a couple people actually say that they enjoy it, and that's fine. I can see why they would, because Wes Craven is an actual genius. Although, before I even put my foot where my mouth was, let me see. Expected. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, I'm looking this shit up as I go because I'm just horrible with fucking memory. I actually did this throughout a couple of nights. So, okay, yes, Wes Craven did direct the fourth one, so I'm correct on that. Thank God, because I know he died, but I just don't think it should have happened. Or if it was gonna happen, then at least everybody in the fucking movie should have not been horror movie experts. Having the one chick knowing absolutely everything about horror, that was actually kind of a turn on. I'm not exactly sure how old she was, so I'm just going to say that with a grain of salt. So please, for the love of God, that did not make me a pedophile. So that alone is one of the biggest things that really do it for me. Because there are horror. Let's face it, horror really isn't all that big, mainstream wise. Because if you go to like Midwest Haunt or I know there's at least 3 of them that I know of. I can't fucking think of them right now. There's Midwest, and then there's one down south somewhere. I can't remember. But anyway, if you go to them, you see how fucking huge these haunt conventions really are. But nobody ever really talked about it. So explain to me how that many people can know so much about horror movies. As popular as the Scream series was, nobody remembers that far back. If you were born anytime in the 80s, you don't remember that fucking shit unless you drill it into your brain. And now they're making a 5th one. I don't understand why this series needs to keep going. It's supposed to come out in 2022, and I can't find, let's see, directors, let's see, Tyler Gillette and Matt Bentinelli open. Well, obviously Wes Craven isn't going to, but I was actually expecting somebody, a little more closer to him, like maybe Cunningham or something. I mean, shit. I'd like to see Carpenter redirect a Wes Craven movie. That would be fucking badass. But he got Halloween. That's it. That's his pass. Close. Thank you. Okay, so we got Scream. We got Wrong Turns. Oh yeah, Hellraiser. Hellraiser was another one. Let's see, how many of those did they make? I don't even remember. I think I quit. I think I quit counting after 5 or after 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last one came out in 2018, Juggernaut, and Hell on Earth was actually the last good one. I really don't like any of them after number 3. I think I probably like Hellraiser. Hellraiser out of all of these simply because of the box, the little fucking Rubik's cube thing that you got to figure out, and it unleashes the gate of hell. Oh yeah, I would definitely utilize that, man. But I saw. Can't believe I'm going to actually admit this. I actually saw Judgment, and I gotta say I wasn't impressed. I mean, even Rotten Tomatoes only gave it a fucking 50%. Fucking 50%, man. That's 2.5 stars. I'm not even sure if that was even worth fucking getting into. But yeah, fucking another one that just kind of acts itself was fucking Leprechaun. The Leprechaun series was, I mean, it was a letdown from to begin with, because the first one, when that one came out, it actually really started out strong, but there were a lot of shit that just really kind of made me scratch my head. Like when the cop was being chased by him, he gets rammed by this little fucking Tonka power wheel, and he's just flipping down the fucking. He's just flipping end over end down the field, and I'm just thinking, with a fucking leprechaun. No, but see, my favorite one. Let's see, which one did they go to Vegas with? I think that was the 4th one. Series. God, I can't remember. Like, yeah, there's To the Hood and Back to the Hood were actually 2 of my favorites. Leprechaun Returns, but that was on Sci-Fi. That was just a complete fucking. I mean, it was good for what it was, but Sci-Fi just cannot do horror movies. It can't. Yeah, Leprechaun 3. I think it was either 2 or 3. 1994 American black comedy slasher. President of Los Angeles. Dark Side Tours. Yeah, it's number 3. It was definitely number 3. I remember now. Because it had the really hot stripper that I wanted to fuck, and I just still kind of do. And again, that's about where the series starts to fucking fail. It's after the 3rd one. That's why you never want to go past the 3rd movie, because that's where it all ties together. And usually, that's where the series just starts to get bland. And for a minute there, the Leprechaun series actually started to redeem itself, because Leprechaun in Space was just absolute shit. I can't sit through that movie at all. The fact that I'm even able to force myself to is I gotta have something else to do. I kind of have to use it for background noise if I'm playing video games, or fucking or masturbating or taking a shower or something. But To the Hood and Back to the Hood were definitely right up there with number 3. But other than that, I really can't get into this series. Being half Irish, half asshole, I kind of find that insulting. I just can't do it. These series need to die. If you're going to make a fourth one, put new people in it. Stop making the same fucking movies over and over again within the same series. And please, for the love of God, stop making found footage films because they all suck. I don't know. Maybe it's just my opinion. But now, do the rules of a horror movie, of surviving a horror movie, still exist within horror movies today? And well, if for anybody that has even remembers Scream, should know the rules to survive a horror movie. Number 1, don't ever investigate or say you'll be right back. Number 2, turn around because it's always behind you. Number 3, never, under any circumstance, watch a horror movie while you are alone. Number 4, make sure your car is in a perfect working order. Number 5, never split up. I see that one. I actually see that one a lot in the more modern horror movies. And number 6, when haunted, just move out of the damn house. I'm not sure if I can completely agree with that one, but we'll get to that one in a minute. So let's discuss. Don't ever investigate or say you'll be right back. I've seen all of these rules broken. Oh, wait. Oh, there's more. Hold on a minute. Apparently there's more of them than what was actually listed. Let's see. Wear comfortable shoes. Avoid problems in all other high school parties. That one's lame. Always assume your attacker is still alive. And keep your pants on. Oh, I don't know what the fuck I ate. Okay. Don't ever investigate or say you'll be right back. I see that actually being done a lot in a lot of the modern day horror movies. You'll see somebody with a flashlight and a gun, at least they're actually prepared nowadays, going by themselves trying to figure out what that strange noise was. And more often than not, they actually do get, attacked or whatever, but they tend to survive more now than actually dying. And if they do survive, they either get seriously maimed or they get kidnapped. So I'm actually seeing that rule broken a lot. Now, back in the day, all of these rules are what got you killed. Well, let's go into the details for the first one. It says, if you're thirsty, ask for a sip from someone else. Let's see, if you forgot something in the woods, cut your losses and leave it there. If you hear a strange noise in the basement, act like you didn't. And whatever you do, just don't announce a quick detour from your group, or it'll be the last thing you ever do. The I'll be right back trope has become such a horror flick. The death scene precursor, the viewers almost find themselves rooting for the mass killer to punish the never to returnee. No, you won't be right back. You'll be bloody, hanging from the garage door, doggy style. Ow! Hey, at least I'm not going to die a virgin, am I right? But But again, I guess on some level I can see this happening because there's always those fucking woods that you always never fucking return from. Okay, but yeah, I don't really know if that one really qualifies though. Let's see. If you want to drink, ask it of somebody else. But that's a good way to actually exchange terms. So you want your own drink that you don't have to get from somebody else, because if it's theirs, then they don't have to share. Well, I'd be punished for it. Am I right? If you hear a strange noise in the basement, pretend you don't. Well, duh. I mean, but then again, you're going to have to investigate to see what or who is inside of your house. But again, at least nowadays they seem like they're actually prepared with a pistol or something. Better than a wiffle ball bat. Turn around because it's always behind you. But again, I'm not sure if this one even stands up anymore, because usually when the monster or the killer is ever behind them, they're always hiding behind something and they know it's behind them. I think the only one this can ever actually really stand up for is in the paranormal movie, because you can never actually see the entity that's trying to harm you unless it actually makes itself known to you willingly. So, again, I'm not... Maybe in paranormal movies that might... But I don't really see it holding up in, say, like, slashers nowadays. Never watch a horror movie when you're in one. Never watch a horror movie when you're in one. Okay, and if you're thinking, logically... that's kind of lame, but never watch a horror movie alone is, more my forte. But yeah, never watch a movie alone, by yourself with the lights off, even though that is the best way to watch them. But I really haven't seen that too much in the horror movies. I don't know what I mean. At least not the ones that I've seen recently. But again, usually when you see people watching the movies alone or whatever, nothing ever actually bad happens unless they get hypnotized by whatever it is that they're watching. So, I don't know. I guess that one's a hit and miss in some way. If you really think about it, the one that only really counts for is Poltergeist. That's because the little girl gets sucked into the screen. I'll have to think on that one more. Make sure your car is always in perfect working order. Now, this one is actually a cliche that never fucking goes away. But I can actually defend this on some level because I watched a movie the other night called The Haunt. And instead of the car just simply not working, before the survivors were able to actually get out and use the car, one of the antagonists found the car and stole the keys. Loophole! That was ingenious. Now, I mean, from a logical sense, that would actually make sense, but I have never actually seen that in other horror movies before, especially in a movie like this. They never actually take the key, so you can't take the car. But then there's always that caveat: oh, why don't you just hotwire it? Maybe he doesn't know how to. So make sure your car is always in perfect working order. I just don't know if I can get behind that, because in a realistic sense, the only way your car is ever in perfect working order is if you have the money to do so. And most of these horror movies are usually centered around people that don't have that kind of money, unless you're talking about, say, Sidney Prescott, who's got money out the fucking ass. Then you can apply this. But if you're talking about just a bunch of fucking kids from the ghetto, that car ain't gonna fucking turn on in one turn. Let's see. Next one up is don't ever split up. Again, I think this is another hit and miss. It almost seems, I don't know. This is just from my perspective. It almost seems like it's fading out, not necessarily dead, because the groups that have ever actually splitting up, when, at least for the movies that I've seen, when they ever actually split up, they usually find some way to get back together, but there's always some barrier. like some kind of fence or some kind of wall or glass, whatever, something, and that's when usually one of them, either one of them, two of them, whatever, usually end up getting kidnapped. Because if it's the cliche that I've seen is before they ever actually split up, they do the whole Scooby Doo thing where three of them go this way and the other two go this way, and it's usually the two that split off to the other side is when it right so many scenes later they split up again. Hey, where have you been? We've been looking for you. We've been over here this way. Well, why did you meet up? I don't know. How do we get over there? And that's when the big scary monster comes by. And that's usually the female and stabs that bitch like a fucking virgin whore. And usually the rest of them get away because for some reason the antagonist isn't fucking quick enough to actually grab the asshole that she was fucking and cut his throat when he's standing there. I don't know. I guess it just must be me. But let's see what it says here. Most of us learn this lesson as 5 years old. Shaking our heads and shaking our heads at reruns of Scooby-Doo. As Scooby-Doo ran in circles away from the spooky, while the rest of the gang gathered clues. Those that didn't end up might like the cast. Those that didn't end up might end up like the cast of House on the Haunted Hill. That was actually one of my favorite movies. If you're lucky, the Tamer 1959 version with the Godfather of Horror, of course, being picked off one by one. The movie Monster of the Week, Strength in Numbers, might be tired cliche, but it's more appealing than Dead as a Doornail. And you know what? Dead bitches don't say no. When haunted, just move out of the damn house. That depends on how much of a fight you're willing to put up. Mind over matter, people. Mind over matter. This is actually talking about the paranormal movies where the house is haunted or the house is possessed. This is not always the house. Sometimes it's an object. Object attachment does happen. If the house is haunted, sometimes moving out isn't always an option, especially if you've already spent all of your money. So this doesn't. I'm not sure if this one even actually counts, even though the horror genre does include paranormal movies. We're not talking about actual haunted movies here because I think this is the only cliche in hauntings. I'm actually gonna have to find the rules for a haunted horror movie, whatever. Paranormal. Shut up. Number 7, wear comfortable shoes. As if that's not already obvious, I'm never going to get into that. Avoid proms and all other high school parties. Number 8. I don't know how to defend that. Number 9, always assume your attacker is still alive. This is actually a good one. I'm seeing, I don't know. At the end of the movie, the attacker usually gets away. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm gassy tonight. But yeah, usually the attacker gets away at the end of the movie. That's for, like, the whole cliffhanger thing. Oh my god, is there going to be another sequel? Maybe. Maybe not. And that is called suspense. But this actually takes me back again to the movie that I saw, Haunt. The ending of it was a complete fucking surprise. If you have not seen it, I'm not going to give it away. I'm just going to say if you have Amazon Prime or if you have Shudder, If you have Shudder, you need to look up the movie Haunt because that movie is fucking amazing. But yes, always assume your attacker is alive. The suspenseful conclusion, if you're lucky enough to make it this far, you probably pulled some highly unrealistic Rambo move on your killer at the last second. Your attacker lies motionless on the floor. You let out a big sigh of relief and let your guard down. Big Mistake 2009 Zombieland covers what to do in these situations when a movie called with a move called the double tap. Oh yeah, I've double tapped a couple of times. Always deliver a second fatal blow to ensure your assailant is dead because they'll surely always come back for more if you don't shoot them in the head. Head. Shoot them in the head. Anyway. Yes, I've seen a couple of movies where the antagonist was shot in the head by the protagonist, thus supposedly ending his reign. But this was actually I guess you could say canceled out with the Saw series because Jigsaw was actually murdered. And his gains were carried on in the next movie by one of his followers. So I kind of think that cliche is actually broken now. So I'm not really sure if that one can still hold on. I'm really not seeing too much of a hit and miss with that one because either the protagonist either gets killed or gets away to start another sequel of some sort to carry on a franchise that is needlessly repetitive and mind-numbingly boring. Don't make more than 3 sequels! Dick. But the last one, keep your pants on. Stay a virgin. I'm not really seeing too much sex in horror movies nowadays anyway. So I don't even know if this one is relevant. If you have sex, you die. You know, Freddy, Jason, Michael, all the good stuff. In teen horror movies, those who couple off for a lusty moment or two usually end up losing more than just their virginity. Friday the 13th features an entire cast of randy teen counselors who are dismembered one by one as they sneak off to earn the film rated R. Most only live a few minutes past their tryst before they are greeted with an axe to the face. If you want your odds of survival, keep your virginity intact and your clothes on. As Psycho proved, even the showers aren't safe. Best bathe alone. Best to bathe with clothes on. Okay, we're not even going to include Psycho in that because there was no fucking. Okay. But again, I'm not seeing a whole lot of intercourse unless for the fucking teen movies. So I really think these can only ever actually be applied to the horror teen movies, and even then I can't get into them because the fucking teens can't act. They have to have the older actors on there to actually give the other ones a name. Matter of fact, let me look something up. I want to see something real quick here. Excuse the brief silence for a minute. I just gotta look something up. Reception, home, music, cast. Alright, well, never mind. I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, the only time they ever actually bring in the lesser talented actors is when they have to have all the more, the older, more experienced ones, so that way they can give the lesser known ones more shine. And typically, the lesser known ones usually die. Paris Hilton. And that either makes or breaks their character career. And Freddy vs. Jason was a good example of this. The chick from Destiny's Child, I can't remember her name. That is the only movie you are ever going to see her in because she did such a shitty job. But again, I think this one only applies to the teen movies. Or even maybe all of these do apply only to the teen movies. I'm not sure. But the ones that I've seen, not a lot of these are ever actually prevalent or even relevant. So I have to ask, do they still provide any kind of, I guess, flavor or any kind of art to the horror movies anymore? Everybody is aware of what not to do when you're with someone of the opposite sex. The first horror movie was The Shining. Yeah, that was actually really a cool one. The twins. The twins was probably my favorite scene. Halloween was the last month on me. Well, thank you, brother. I understand Halloween was the last month, but you know what? For this guy, it's every goddamn day. So fuck ya. But yeah, I just don't know if the rules of surviving a horror movie are even relevant anymore. You know, if you got, any sort of input or comments or whatever, if you feel like you got any of the topics that I bring up need to be revisited, then please feel free to message me. I'll even bring it on here. We can bullshit about it if you want to. But yeah, that's about all I got for you. That's about all I got for you guys today. Or tonight, anyway. If you guys would be so fucking awesome, go ahead and scan this QR code down here for the Sid Jones Teespring. We got pillow, we got t-shirts, hoodies, the SJN merch galore. This is the Creature Feature Show. I am Twiggy Drowe. Next week, Tuesday, there will be no Master Debater because Sid Jones will be out of town. But please tune in next Friday for the Creature Feature Show at 9 p.m. right here on the Sid Jones Network. Also, every Saturday at 1 a.m., tune in to Crazy's Speed Runs. Tune in to Crazy McCormick Speed Runs, also here on the Sid Jones Network. Also, keep an eye out for Candy the Clown's Underground Hustle. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Creature Feature Show with your host, Twiggy Drowe. Peace the fuck out.